special about this movie. Matteo, you had your Seydou and Moustapha and your actors not really read the script. You did they did the journey with you. Tell us, cinematic, from a director's point of view, how did you do that?
Well, as I said before, I used to, when I work with actors, I try to make a sort of wedding between the person and the character. So, as I said before, I discovered that Seydou not sing, and I put in the script. At the same time, I shoot always in chronological way. So from scene 1 till scene 100, for instance, and so they can live the journey with of the character, and to keep them in this tension, this desire, because Seydou and Moustapha, really dream about to discover Europe. They never went out from Senegal. So like the character, they were dreaming about to reach Europe. So I didn't want that they knew that they were going to succeed. So I didn't give the script to them. So they act day by day with continually thinking hoping that they could succeed, but without being sure. And they said that they were thinking that they were going to die, so they were not sure to arrive. They were thinking that we were going to don't arrive. So that was our approach for keep this tension of them. But then there has been an incident. I don't know in English how they say incident that I couldn't expect. Is the fact that the last part of the movie, the boat, we shoot 2 weeks and a half in Sicily, the part of the boat. So the person arrived in Italy before the character. So at the beginning in the boat, they were always laughing because they were in Sicily. They were during the day swimming pool, drinking, playing. They were already arrived. I said, no, we are not. The character are not arrived. So keep the concentration, please. We have done all this work together. We so many efforts, so many difficulty. Now we are almost at the end. Please keep the concentration. So then they did it, and at the end, Seydou made to me and to all, with the close-up at the end, a gift that happened very rarely in the career of a director.
Any questions from the audience? Yes, please.
And I'm asking as a person who emigrated to the United States 42 years ago with $300 in my pocket, thinking I was rich. Question to Mahmoud: knowing what it involved, what the trip, how horrific, heartbreaking, deathly dangerous it was. Next lifetime, would you have made the same decision? Would you subject yourself to everything you lived through to end in Europe, or would you think twice and maybe make this different decision? I'm curious.
Did everybody hear the questions back there? Yes? From a lady who actually immigrated here 42 years ago with very little on herself, asking whether if you, knowing everything you know today, would you have done the same trip?
This is a good question. Most of us, when we start, before we do this journey, we ask information regarding to know what we are young. We don't care even what they tell us, we decide to travel. But even me, when I arrived in Libya, I regret it. I said, why did I do this journey? I was looking for another chance to go back to my country. And that's why I was explaining that it's a circle. As soon as you enter, it closes. So to go back is, for me, as what I see today. And even why Matteo wanted to make the film in Africa, even I'll be there, just to bring up the generation, to let them understand that, watch what I face, really, this is the true story. So please, I think it is important to think twice before taking any decision.
Yeah.
So we run for the question. For me, I will not do this journey.
You wouldn't?
No,
That was my question,
Yeah.
Other
But
questions?
sometimes
Yeah.
he told me that sometimes when there are a person from Côte d'Ivoire that asked to him some help, come. He tried to say don't come, but they come anyway because they don't believe that they think that he doesn't want.
That's why it's important that you do show it in 20 or as many African countries as you can, because people, yeah.
But I asked
What
something.
saved you was
We
your
will show it
Africa
in
as a-
20 countries.
That's great.
And this journey is the first step. And as soon as you enter in Europe, in another step.
Yes,
Harder
that's-
also.
Exactly. Exactly.
We had a question there.
How many days did it take you to film this? How many days did you spend principal photography?
How many days for make the movie?
Yeah.
For the shooting?
Yeah.
Shooting almost 3 months. The movie to almost 3 years. We made a lot of research before, and we listened a lot of people, their story, and we saw a lot of picture and video that are pretty shocking, terrifying. Terrificante, you say?
Terrifying.
Yeah. So I always say that for me, it's not. I mean, these things you can go on internet and you can find, but it's important. Cinema is about emotion and tell a story and give the possibility to you to live with the eyes of the actor the journey. So it's not about, we are not saying something, at least in Europe, something that people don't know. We are trying to tell a story that probably they never see, but from the eyes of Seydou. That is something different. That's cinema.
One of the things that I think that I certainly got from the film is that, you know, we humanize these characters. We live in New York City and every day we hear refugees are coming, and it's a big word, refugees, like it's just, you know, all the same. They're all, and in this story, you tell the beautiful story with your mother, and who cannot relate to that story of the mother knowing that you're about to do something and that you're not telling the truth. And I think that's really important because it puts a face and a heart to everybody.
That's what I was saying before. Probably, it's behind these numbers that we are used to happy to see on television news. There are person, and there are person that are young, like many of our son, or like we was when we was 18, with the desire of move. In Italy, but I think not only in Italy, we think that when they arrive with the boat, they are all escaping from war. Like if they have the right to move only if they are escaping from war, but they have right to move because they are a human being, like everybody. So that's very, I think for me it's very important to know, and we are very proud and happy that the movie has been released in Italy the 7th of September, and it's booked from the school till the end of March. So the movie is being screened in all the school for more than 6 months, and is still on the top 10 of the box office thanks to the screening in the morning for the student, because the student go and they can relate it with this character because they have the same age, and they can discover from a different perspective that they have the same dreams of them, but they can take a plane to move and they have to risk their life.
One more question. Did your mom forgive you?
Did you want to forgive you?
It's a hard question, no, because most of our parents, they don't want us to travel because they are aware about most of the people that used to travel the desert dies, or maybe crossing the sea used to die.
Ti ha perdonato tua madre ieri?
Yeah. I forgive you. Anyway, you are alive, I forgive you.
We have a question from Alfred.
And I'd just like to add to that. putting real faces on numbers, because we get overwhelmed by numbers. Also, the fact that anybody that would take up that journey, take it up, and especially if they were able to survive, whether you're coming by the desert, by the sea, how would you not want them to be a part of your population? That is the thing that stuns me.
Yeah.
But this is a practical question for everybody shooting. The shots of the Sahara, where was the frame? How deep were you in the desert, first of all? And guys, did you ever think about, why did I sign up for this picture? This is not acting, this is detention.
Anybody heard that question like that?
Vraiment métti woon na métti boo xam ne tu vois heureusement def nañ ko quoi tu vois def nañ ko métti woon na parce que bëccëg gi dafa daan tàng jër tu vois guddi gi mu sedd ak ngelaw boo xamante ne ñëw doo sax comprendre.
So it was very difficult. It was very difficult to shoot in the desert. During the day it was very, very hot, and at night very, very cold. So it was very difficult to shoot in the desert.
Mais am na benn scène boo xamante ni bi meer bi di tu vois comme ni mu ko waxee sànq bu ma laisser répéter tout ça.
I don't want to keep repeating, I guess, the same thing, but there was a scene where the lady passed away in the desert, and basically that scene marked him the most because his father passed away in the same manner. That touched him very much, so that was a very difficult part for him to shoot. It was difficult, but they were able to push through and get through it.
I was asking, how did you shoot that scene in the desert? How wide was, where were you, and how big?
I think that it was very important to show the space. It's an epic journey. They are the carrier of the epic, contemporary epic, portatori, carriers. So the space, the dimension of the space was very important. Is a journey through the space. It's a road movie, but it's also coming of age of a young that during this journey became man. And so we decided also to show in the moment where there are the dreams, also the wound, aiutami con la ferita, come si dice?
Wounds. But
of
I
the soul.
don't know how to pronounce W either, so the wounds.
of the soul of him. So so it's a geographic journey, but it's also a journey of the soul of the character.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, how did you get to know them? How did you cast the actors?
I cast the actor making casting in Dakar, and Seydou lives yes, in Senegal, 1 hour to Dakar. It was important to keep this. I tried to cast also in Europe, but it was different. They were good actors, but different way to watch. The is so pure, and so thanks, I think, also to the place where he grew up and to his country, and to so as you see, we wanted also to show that they are not migrants that escape a war. So they watch the phone. They see our work. So it's like if they are also in a way infected by the social media that we. So they see image of our country, but they don't see the background. So it was important also to show this other part of. So things that the migrants are not only people that escape from war, but also young that have a dream, and for a dream, they are so brave to risk their life. Something that we have in our world, we have forgot.
Maybe time for just one more question. Diretta.
You mentioned that you watched a lot of videos and films in preparation for the film.
Video, no film. Video of true torture or people died in the desert.
I
Documentation.
Right. I was wondering, I mean, it's impossible not to think of L'America by Gianni Amelio. Of course, I was thinking of the movies by Andrea Segre. I was wondering if they have had an influence on you, if you were looking
No,
at
for
some
me was a movie that was a sort of Homeric fairy tales. So I wanted to tell this story. It was to be real, true, but at the same time it's also a sort of fairy tales. It's also, not with a documentary style. So I wanted to go in this direction. Maybe wrong, maybe right. That's right. That's it.
Okay, before we say goodbye, I would like to call Loredana. Oh, sorry, we have another question? Where? I didn't see. Hi.
That's the most
Young man,
important
yes,
question.
I just saw it. Go ahead.
If you could tell to your past self, 3 words of advice or 3 things you'd want to do, what would you say?
Wow. To Mamadou. To Mamadou.
So who do you like to ask?
Mamadou.
Mamadou? Mamadou.
This is a hard question, but thank you. For me, the answer will be equality, freedom, and justice.
Loredana Commonara, can I ask you up here for a brief goodbye and thank you. Loredana, the director of the